Hi everyone! So it's been a little bit over a year since we purchased our commercial pour-over coffee machine, and you might be wondering, how much coffee can we possibly be drinking to warrant this purchase? But the answer just might surprise you. So to give you a little bit of backstory, when our last drip coffee machine broke, and it was the second one after just recently purchasing another one. So we were kind of going through these drip machines and we were looking for something that was gonna last a long time and maybe not have so much plastic, so many plastic components to it, because at the time we were trying to eliminate as much plastic out of our kitchen as we could. And we came upon the Bunn VP17 Coffee Maker. Now, I have a background as I've worked at a couple of cafes over the course of my life. I've been a barista a couple of times, and I know maybe a tiny little bit about coffee. And from my experience, all the cafes that I ever worked at always had at least one Bunn machine. So I immediately knew that if a commercial business is using it, then it must be a product that can be easily maintained and also be durable and be able to withstand heavy wear. So we did purchase the VP17 model, and we were hoping that one, it would be something that is easy to clean and maintain. Second, it would brew good coffee. And three, have minimal plastic parts. And by that I mean minimal places where the hot water is resting in a plastic container. So as we started using it, we started noticing that there are opportunities to use the coffee machine for more than just coffee. And that's when we really fell in love with the Bunn Coffee Maker. So obviously, it does a really good job with pour-over coffee, as it was made to do that. The second thing that we use that machine for is our other main beverage. So we don't drink a lot of soda. I'm not gonna say we don't, but we have an occasional soda every once in a while, but mostly what we drink is water, coffee, iced tea, regular tea. I drink kombucha. I'm the only one in the family who drinks kombucha. And I think that's it. Maybe some apple juice for the kids. So the Bunn Coffee Maker is responsible for making all of the iced tea. And the way we do it, you can drink it as soon as it comes out. So it goes from being hot to cold instantly. And it's really good. It does a great job with it. And every time we make a gallon of iced tea. The third beverage, mostly me again, with the just regular cups of hot tea. I use the Bunn Maker for that. Now, I drink a lot of tea. I drink green tea, I drink herbal tea, all kinds of tea. And you'll see in a minute, because I'm going to show you that I get instant hot tea. Instant, like no wait. And the only waiting I do is waiting for the tea to steep into the liquid, but you would be doing that anyway. So, and then I use it for kombucha. I use it in a similar way that we make the iced tea. I make a large batch of tea, and then in the case of kombucha, I add sugar to it, and then add starter culture and my SCOBY, and the kombucha does its thing, but that's another video. But the other very useful way that we use it is in canning. So we do pressure canning here. We do it by the book, and for raw packing vegetables, some certain vegetables like beans or corn, you raw pack the corn or beans into a jar and you pour hot water over those vegetables. Well, typically I will use the kettle. You can actually see it in the background just because it's easiest. I already have the stove on anyway, but occasionally I run out of the hot water in the kettle, but it's not a huge thing because I have hot water ready to go all the time, and I just use that if I run out of water. So it's immensely useful. Let's just get right into it. So here we are at the coffee machine, and I'm sure what you're thinking is the first impression is maybe like, oh my gosh, it's a commercial coffee maker in their kitchen. But to be completely honest, I've been looking at this thing every day of my life for the over a year. And I love the way it looks. I think it fits right in. We have lots of stainless steel appliances, but honestly, it just blends right in. Now, you may notice that there's a panel here and there's only one button. And this doesn't have the coffee function. This does one thing. It just turns on the warmer, this warming plate. That's all it does. So after you make your coffee in the morning or whenever, this warming plate will keep it warm for you for however many hours you want to drink it. So what's going on here? So this coffee maker doesn't require any plumbing or anything. You may notice it has a big section back here that's all stainless steel. So this is a tank. And how it works is, so you would pour in water here, the water goes into the tank, and then what happens is exactly how much water that you put in will then level out in here, and the machine will force up hot water in an equal amount. Now, if I'm describing this in a stupid way, I'm sure I am, but basically the tank maintains a certain level of water at all time. And then when you put water in, the equal amount of water comes out, but it's hot. Now, we did purchase an upgrade with this machine. It comes with a plastic basket, and obviously we didn't want that. So we went with the stainless steel basket and have used it every single time. We do still have the plastic one, but we've never ever had to use it because this thing is indestructible and also very easy to clean. So if you just pinch these little metal prods, you can take that basket part right out and get to the inner basket and clean it out very simply. And then these are the carafes, and you may be thinking, glass, I don't know, but listen, every day, I do something like this, you know what I mean? Every single day, I bang it against the stainless steel sink. They're shatterproof glass. They're very durable. So I want to show you under the hood a little bit. So right in front of us is all the product information for easy reference. And then underneath is the sprayer nozzle. Now, if you ever need to do, there's a thing called springing that you can do to clean out lime scale, but I'll get to it in a little bit. We haven't had to do any maintenance on this machine in a year. It's still functioning exactly the same as it was brand new a year later. And then as far as height, you might be wondering what are the measurements on it, because I know it looks big, but actually, so it's like 16.5 inches. So, and then wide, let's see here, do it this way. So it's about 8 inches, a little under 8 inches wide. So that's what it looks like from far away. So next I want to show you how quickly it produces hot water. So we do use all filtered water in this machine, which, to be fair, is something that you would want to do for a drip machine also, and that's just to cut down on the amount of lime scale that gets built up in the tubing. But this is our filtered water line, and then over the year we kind of have figured out our regular amounts of water that we need for the various things that we make. But this is the pitcher that came with it. I'm sure if you don't want to use a plastic pitcher, you can find something that's glass or stainless steel. But for all intents and purposes, I'm just going to do water because I just don't want any coffee right now. It's like the middle of the day. But for coffee, you would decide how much coffee you want, so you can just do exactly that. Or if you know the measurement in ounces, you can kind of faintly see that there are measurements on the jug. You would then put a filter in, which we use these ones. They are compostable, and that really cuts down on the amount of waste that we produce. We compost our coffee grinds, and our filter is the same unit, in one unit. So flip the thing open, turn the warmer on if you want, and then watch. All right, so I just finished pouring. I might speed this up just for, I'm sure it's boring watching the water pour out. So that's it. Crystal clear, hot water, ready to go. So next what I'll do is I'll show you how I make a cup of tea super easily. All right, so this is a mug that I don't usually use for tea. I usually use a Yeti. So I just want to demonstrate to you how it doesn't matter if you don't know exactly how much water you need. All you need is a clean container, and you can measure that way. So I just filled it up with water, the filtered water, like I said before. Pour it into your jug, place your mug underneath, and then you can pour the exact amount that you need in. It can be as small as 1 cup, and there you have it. And you just put your tea bag in and you've literally got tea. So just to go over some of the pros that we have mentioned, it's minimal plastic, very, very versatile, at least for us, easy to clean. You get instant beverages, very simple, durable, and it's also very fast, as you can see. So what are some of the cons then? So I guess the most obvious drawback would be that you're heating a tank of water. So a way that I have seen people get around that is by putting it on a timer, so that, you know, maybe as the afternoon draws on, you turn the unit off and then put it on a timer to start maybe a couple hours before you wake up. And that'll get that water tank heated for when it's ready for use. Now, I've read a couple of reviews on Amazon that stated that they would simply unplug the unit and then plug it in when they were getting a shower or something right before they were going to use it. But they mentioned that the plug would spark. So I wouldn't really recommend, I'd recommend the timer over just unplugging it. You don't want to be sparking it. When I was reading reviews, I also read a review where somebody mentioned that they were having to use finer ground coffee to get the darkness that they wanted. We have used both regular drip ground coffee and finer ground. We have a coffee grinder because we have an espresso machine. I guess not because we have an espresso machine, but we like freshly ground coffee. But we also use chock full of nuts pre-ground and also Cafe Bustelo pre-ground. And I personally have always been happy with the coffee that it makes. So it really is kind of a matter of preference there. I'm sure you could find a coffee that you liked if you wanted to, that was finer ground, or you could grind it yourself. You also can use, at my big box store, they have a coffee grinder in store that you can use for free. So there's a way to work around it if it's not brewing like you like. So the other drawback I think would be the cost of it. It's more expensive than I would say an average drip machine is, but for me personally, and I think I speak for my husband as well, that it has exceeded our expectations over the past year. We use it for a lot now, and if you break down price per use, I think it's probably paid for itself. We were kind of sick of spending, $200 on these drip machines that were all made of plastic and falling apart after a year. So we were ready for an investment. We wanted something that was nice, that would last a long time. And this Bunn machine, this is not sponsored at all, not affiliated. So this is an honest opinion. It's been working great and it shows no signs of slowing down. So that's all for today, guys. I hope that this video was useful and informative. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them below and I'll get back to you. But thank you for watching. Please subscribe and like if you haven't already, and have a great day.